Welcome back to another episode of Recovery Through Discovery. I'm your host, Jamaica J, and today we have another special guest. Shake Jackson in the building, make some noise. How you feeling today?
Feeling good. Thanks for having me.
This is so impromptu because we just recorded a podcast, but it was political. So now we're gonna change it up and we finna get emotional.
Oh, emotion.
How you feel about that?
Emotion.
What do you think when the word emotion comes to your mind?
I know it as good as I can spell it. Let's say it like that.
How you spell it?
E-M.
I'm not gonna do you like that.
No, you good.
Spell
My emotion, I mean, I guess sensitive. That's what the first word that comes on.
Ooh.
Emotional, sensitive. There's nothing wrong with it.
That's controversial that you said that.
I said that?
The first thing that you think when you hear emotional is sensitive.
Yeah.
That's odd to me. Well, not like,
you're good.
condemn. No, but I just think that's interesting. And maybe that's from a man's perspective because you think if you're being emotional, you think people see you as being too sensitive. Nah. When I think of emotions, I just think of everything internal that you really don't get to just portray and talk about. So I know you just graduated, you've been out into the world, and you're my friend. So
right.
I know you personally, and you're an awesome person.
Oh,
you're so easygoing and just very relatable and likable. So I just want to give you your flowers on being an awesome person. How does it feel to be an awesome person?
Well, I feel like I have a lot of work I can do to improve. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I also got to give you your flowers. You are a great host.
Oh my God.
Honestly, if you wanted this career, I think this is a great career option for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
I would love to do it. It's so fun, just interviewing and talking about people. Quick question for you.
For it.
What's something you don't get asked a lot that you wish people would ask you?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so if I had to say, it would be like, what are my interests? Like what I like to collect or something like that.
So what are your interests in? What do you like to collect?
So I like to collect, and I don't think I'm weird, please.
No, I don't.
So I like to collect like different like old knight weapons and stuff like that, like say swords or different daggers and stuff like that, or just look at them and learn the history about how they conducted war back in like the medieval times.
Ooh.
I like that stuff.
And what's something fascinating that you've learned that people really wouldn't believe if you told them?
About me or just about knights?
About what you collect.
What I collect. So certain swords, I know especially some of the knight swords, some of them can be used for like close quarter combat. Say like if you had like the long sword, if you grab the handle, I wish I had a sword in my hand. But if you,
Wait a minute now.
No, but if you grab like the tip of the sword, usually most knights they have like gloves on, so you can grab it and you can actually fight up close instead of just swinging. You gotta be a certain range. You know what I mean? I didn't know that either.
Oh, kind of like an oar.
Right.
That's
Similar
smart.
to that. Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Yep.
So you're into like the knight stuff. Like, are you into anime?
Yes.
You love anime?
I'm big fan of anime.
What's your favorite one?
Favorite one right now is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Really?
Yeah, it's top tier.
I've heard about that one, but I haven't gotten into it. I'm kind of new to it. I wasn't really too much into it, but Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan, yes.
Have
you seen the new?
Yes, I seen the last
movie?
episode. It was so heartbreaking. Let's spoil it for them.
You want to spoil it? I mean, if you can.
We're not gonna spoil it for y'all.
Well, all I know is somebody, at the.
All I can say is, I turned out to not be so upset at Eren. My bad.
Eren Yeager.
Eren Yeager. Yeah, interesting. You know what? I know that back in the day, anime wasn't so popular. What's your opinion or your take on anime all of a sudden being the cool thing now, when back in the day you used to get bullied for having a freaking t-shirt on or reading comics?
Right. Well, I think a lot of the stigma has went away because you see a lot of anime characters are relatable to what you're going through now. Like, and also the stories are very, very gripping. Rather than cartoons that we're used to growing up as kids, these are more like adult oriented. So like, especially Jujutsu Kaisen is a lot darker.
Oh, how?
And takes place. It's a lot more blood. I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't watched it, it's a really good anime, but it's a lot darker, and the tone is darker. It's not like up-go-lucky like you would with the Looney Tunes show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like this is real world stuff. Like your friend could die, and like, you know what I mean? It's like how the emotional trauma they show. Like we talking about emotions, these characters display these emotions in a way that we would. So it's very relatable now.
I like that. Yeah, and I like that people are coming around, and I know that, what's her name? Megan Thee Stallion.
Right.
She's into it too.
She's
so
into
to
My
see
Hero
the intersectionality of the cultures intertwining and so showing that like it's accepted from more than just one certain type of group of people, it makes it more relatable for everybody. That new song Cobra, you heard it?
No, I have not.
It's like a rock undertone, like yeah.
This is Megan?
Megan Thee Stallion.
She's switching up. I like it.
She's switching up,
I
and
like
I'm
it.
all for it. I think her audience is really gonna grow from that.
Oh, for sure. I like her as an artist, just as a person. I feel like she's a person like I could talk to.
Yeah.
She's not just like a, like regular people. I like that.
Yeah. So, what type of people do you gravitate to?
Well, I say easygoing people like yourself, have their own opinions, kind of have similar interests, but are at least open to different interests. You know what I'm saying? New experiences.
Yeah.
May not like skating, but then, I'll try it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's something new you've been doing, like in life, or something new you've been learning, or?
Motorcycle. I recently, well, not recently, but about a year now, riding a Kawasaki Ninja 400.
Oh,
It's pretty cool.
I remember seeing you on it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, you look so cool.
Oh, don't hype me up.
What is
Don't
it?
hype me up.
So, are you like in the bike community?
Some people have tried to get me in the bike community. I had people literally stop me and was like, hey, we have a, what's it called, bike meet we're going to. We want to see if you want to come with us.
Yeah.
But I don't know you. So I'm like,
yeah.
Some of my friends try to get me into it. But it's a lot of driving on regular streets and driving on the highway, totally different things.
Really?
Ooh,
So you drive on the highway?
very few times. And you feel the wind come by, especially on my bike. It's a lighter bike.
That's scary.
Oh yeah, it is.
Do you feel like you're living life on edge when you ride?
When you pushing 90, for sure. You just hear it's a pocket rocket. So you just sitting there and you tucked in, and but it's freeing though. At the same time, you got music in your ear. It's free.
You know some people I see riding, they don't even wear gear or like protective
That's wild
helmets,
to
stuff
me.
like that. That's wild to me too.
Nope.
It's like why are you risking it?
Professionals don't even do that. Professionals will tell you wear the gear.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what type of things outside of what I know you from, like,
Okay.
what are some things you always wanted to share with the world yeah.
Some of the things I always want to share with the world.
Yeah. Just some of those things like, if I talk about this, I'm probably going to get stoned.
Okay, let's see.
Or maybe not stoned.
I don't know if I had anything like that deep.
Don't hold back.
But let's see. I guess one of the things I really want to do is understand different cultures. Like not just understand it, but like be friends with somebody that's already in it. They can take me to their house, introduce me to their people, and like they teach me their culture, how they grew up, and teach me their food, how they cook it, how to do all that. I'm trying to be more worldly. And I don't really tell people a lot about it, but I really like different cultures. Yeah, a lot of my Hispanic friends, I really, especially as a kid, high school, I used to love asking them questions, and they would love answering it to me about the tia, the tío, the abuela, and all that stuff. I loved it.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
The enunciation.
I try. I'm not that good at it, and I
Same.
do want to understand more.
Yeah, I have that same passion and like yearning to just know more globally because I feel like the more you learn about other people, the more you learn about yourself. And I really do think we have a civic duty to learn more about people who don't look like us,
right.
Going out into those other, communities and immersing ourselves because it's something you will learn that you can take with you and implement somewhere else. So I know I moved from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. It's a really small town and it's analogous, so everybody is like black. And once I moved to Texas, I seen Asian people and Hispanic people for the first time. And I was like, what is this? But they were just as friendly, and it just really opened my mind to know that there is more. So I can really resonate with you on the wanting to know more.
That's great.
Have you ever been confronted with like a cultural barrier?
Ooh, that's a good one. I guess, yes, I have. Well, obviously, I'm a black man. So.
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
tell.
Yeah. Hey, I don't see it sometimes. I be forgetting. No, I'm joking. But sometimes there is a stigma about black men.
Oh, yeah.
We're based off like, we're hood, gangster, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, just based off the movies and the rappers. And sometimes there's a barrier. People are a little nervous when you walk in.
Yeah.
If you're not dressed in a suit or something like that, they're a little nervous. Or you like a hoodie. I go eat at a restaurant, I'm wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I speak and be very polite.
Wow.
Because I just don't want to make nobody feel uncomfortable, like the waiter or something like that. I want you to know, hey, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm just here to eat, go about my day. But maybe I'm overthinking it, or
No, that you're not overthinking it. Like, that's the world that we created to live in. And I'm not necessarily saying we as black people, but we as humanity. And I really want you to touch on, what does that unfairness kind of well, for one, do you think it's unfair being a black man in America?
Yes, I do.
Talk
In certain
about
aspects, well, yeah, certain aspects especially, we're seen in a certain light, of course.
Right.
We're seen as basically we could snap anytime. I've had that before. People are always on edge. Like my little brother, for example, he works at Oakley, and his boss, and it's a small thing. She's a Caucasian lady, and she yells at all the managers, and the managers are mainly white, male, and all that stuff, and she never yells at any of the black staff.
I wonder why.
Yeah, because my little brother's like, I don't know why she never gets on me. Like, she always dodges me. And one of my other coworkers be like, man, did she yell at you? Like, she yelled at me. And he was like, nah, she never yells at me. And then I started thinking, I was like, man, maybe it's because, you're a black man he has locks, like long locks. And he's a big dude. He's like 6 foot. Yeah, beautiful locks. I just cut mine, so yeah. but yeah, he, oh, that hurt a little bit.
Wait, let's have a moment for the locks that we lost.
Yeah.
They were so nice, too.
Oh, they were nice.
I remember you always just shake them around.
I can't shake them no more. I'm growing my hair
You're growing
back.
them out, and your hair grows fast, so.
Yeah, it's
They'll be back.
Yeah,
And we'll come back to show the recovery family,
Oh, recovery?
too.
Wow.
We'll come back and show them when you're growing back out.
Okay, I don't know if I'm getting locked. I'm gonna get a twist or something.
A twist?
So something, yeah, something long. I want long hair though. I want to touch my shoulders. I want that.
But back to what you were
I feel like I need that. Oh yeah, back to what I was
like,
saying.
side note.
But it's just like, as black men, we're seen as dangerous, and it's that even though we may be some of the friendliest people especially, and I see a little bit of it because I'm not the biggest black guy, but if you see like LeBron James, you're like, oh snap, I got to be careful around that man because he, like George Floyd, for example, like it's just that fear. It's embedded in us already.
It is. It's really embedded.
Could be the sweetest guys in the world.
That's so true. And you know what? I'm not even gonna sit here and put on the front. I feel like my own prejudice sometimes perpetuates the stigma of black people are scary, or black men are scary. Because sometimes I could be walking, I got my bag on, I'm walking, cute little Vera Bradley, and I find myself clutching it a little bit whenever I see someone, a black man coming by, and I'm like, damn. I'm the problem. I'm adding to the problem.
Right.
He didn't do nothing to me. I don't even know him. But like you said, it's just that ingrained thing. And I think it's very unfair, but we also have to look at the history of it. And I'm going to say something.
Go for
and
it.
I want your honest opinion. Do you think that how black people are portrayed in the media, especially in the music industry, do you think we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot and asking for people to view us this way?
I think there's two parts to that.
Okay.
You got one where you came from. You're just showing what you came from.
Yeah.
You don't know no better. Like, you don't know, what's it called? If I act like this, then they see me as ratchet or something like that. They don't know that. They just like, this is how I act tough. This is how I don't get punked out by the other dudes around me. Like, if you talk, like, so you've seen people act.
Right.
You seen they get loud, they do all that stuff. Because it's a reflex. It's survival. And then another thing is, it sells. Look at the media, it sells. Rap, all that stuff sells. You got people across I was talking to a man today, he said, they're in China singing rap lyrics.
Really?
Yeah, they're in China. He said he was walking around China one time, the kid had a boombox, singing Jay-Z, all them. He knew they knew the words. Don't even speak English, knew the words, but that's how they see us and that sells. That idea of being hood sells, you know what I mean? Even though if you ever talk to anybody in the hood, they trying to get out the hood so they don't come back. You know what I mean?
Bro, let's talk about, seriously.
Yeah.
No, it isn't, being from the hood, it's not this glamorous thing that the media portrays it to be. And anybody outside of it, that's why you see the green people, they come in, they go to the hood and think it's like, it's peaches and cream, I know how to act, I watch this video, right?
I'm on O-Block.
And then they get jumped, and now it's...
Thought it was sweet.
You the only sweet thing that was
that's what I said. They saw you right when you came in.
Yeah, it's really scary. I don't know. I just think, I think it's a lot that goes into it. And I think we should do more on our parts to make sure we reshape the narrative, because I don't like being judged.
No.
And nobody do. And I'm not even gonna talk about the whole angry black woman thing.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
let's be for real. Let's seriously be for real. But I think that's really interesting. So it makes me think about the children that are coming up.
Oh, that's real.
Like, what? Well, first of all, how do you feel about what the children have to look forward to? Because I know you really care about children and you would like to work with children, and you do work with children.
Right.
So some of the things and trends and behaviors that you see right now, do you have any fears that they'll grow up and have inadequacies, or what is it?
I have a hope and a fear. So I'm going to go with the hope first. The hope is when I see kids and they mixed in together. I go to Velasquez Elementary. It's a very diverse school. And I see white kids playing with black kids and Hispanic kids. And they talk, that's my friend, that's my brother. And they hug each other, sleep next to each other, do all that stuff. And that's the hope. Yeah. They don't have that hate. And you see it in their eyes, like, I'll do anything for that friend. And they're little bitty kids. Preschool, elementary, 5th grade. It's that love there. And my fear is, especially as black people, we're going to destroy ourselves. In a sense, like me growing up, my father, he came from the projects in Luling, Texas. Went to the Navy, came back, had a good life for us. We grew up middle class. So how I grew up was different from people that grew up where he grew up, like from the projects. I didn't have to, that survival put in me.
Right.
I didn't have that. And I actually had kids, white kids at my school told me not black. They said I wasn't black. I was the whitest black guy because I had proper manners. I could speak.
Did you take that as a compliment, though? Because that sounds kind of back-end to
I don't
me.
know what I was, cause I was a kid, I was middle school, and I didn't know what to think of it. It hurt.
Yeah.
But I think I never really dealt with it. Because I was like, okay, then I started thinking about it. I'm older, I'm like, what is black to you then? Just because I can say my name correct, I don't say loud words all the time.
Right.
I'm not in your face, I don't say the N-word all the time. And I guess that's what they expected.
Right.
And they were kids, so I can't blame them.
Yeah.
We were kids, and we didn't know.
Some things you just don't think about until you grow up and look back and be like, hey, I probably should have pointed that
Yeah,
out.
it's like, I feel disrespected.
Yeah.
Even your own people would call you out on some stuff like that. If you got, it's like, man, why you sound white? Why you sound, you know what I'm saying?
I hate that one.
It's like, what's white?
Like, you're attributing positive traits and behaviors to white people. That's automatically casting them out to be better. Like, no, don't poop on anything else or anybody else just because they don't match up to that, or set them as a standard. Don't set one person as a standard, because now everybody else is inferior.
That's real.
And that makes me think about the whole good guys ending up last.
Oh, okay.
Cause you,
let me
yeah,
let
me sit up for this.
Let me sit up. What you mean? You gotta go in the
Because like you were saying, you know, I think there's a community of black men who don't fit that narrative, the old hood or blah, 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 blah. So the ones who don't fit that, they kind of get overlooked when they're just normal. Like, it's okay to just be a normal black person without any type of thing added to it. But they get looked over. Do you feel like you fall into that category, or do you know people who do, and how do you deal with that?
So I try to look out myself sometimes and look at from third person point of view, no biases. So especially when I'm talking to women, you can see most of the times they say, "Oh, I want a good guy," all that stuff. You know, everybody heard the argument, but then they gravitate towards those that are, you know, portray that hood aspects. They might not even be hood. They just act like it, you know?
And don't treat you right.
Don't treat you right. But I believe it's just excitement. It's just it's that excitement that it brings. You see security, but then it's like, well, I also want to live life.
Ooh.
So I believe the trick is, for especially good guy, I'm not saying I'm a good guy.
You are a great guy.
I don't even
You're
know.
right. You're not a good guy. You're a great guy.
I appreciate that. But I believe the trick is to take some of the aspects of excitement, maybe not the hood aspect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But take the aspect of excitement and probably not be so squared off, you know what I'm saying? Maybe
so what would that look like? Give an example.
Ooh, I guess hobbies. Hobbies would be a big one. Like, you're not just a guy that goes home, play video games all day, which is a great hobby. If they're into that, that's fun. I do that. I play video games, watch anime, read manga, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, you know, do something exciting. Go get motorcycle license. Just go, yeah.
Hey, you put yourself out there.
Put myself, yeah. Or, you know, go talk about what you like. Go ride roller coasters. Go do something that makes you uncomfortable.
Oh.
Do something that lives on the edge, that makes you seem that, oh, he's not a guy that's always in the safe zone.
Yeah.
He's always testing himself. Yeah.
I wonder why we're so like, and not even just women, but people in general, why we're kind of turned off by safety and security. And that even pertains, that can even go back to Christianity, because it's like people don't want to live in a type of way that seems aloof from what everybody else is doing. Kind of like that fear of missing out. If you're not doing what everybody else doing, you missing out on something. Like, have you ever dealt with that? Or
I did. I used to think the same thing, especially going on Christianity. I used to always, because, you know, you go to church, it's the same thing. It's old school.
Yeah.
It feels like a safe, cuddly place. And it's like, you come to school and it's like, oh, wait, this is not the same I was in church. I feel and then you start hanging with different friends and all that. But then I went to this camp, this Christian camp. And it was mainly for black males, but anybody could come.
Yeah.
And they showed us a different side of it. And I actually got baptized twice, because the first time I got baptized, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing it. But the second time I got baptized, they showed me that it could be fun. Like, Christianity, if you bring it to the new age, like I said about the good guy, incorporating some danger to it. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Some attraction to it. It's like, it's not the same, we in the church all day singing from 8 in the morning to 5 o'clock. No, you ain't got to do that. No, we can go have fun. We want to go, what's it called? Learn how to scuba dive. Learn how to skydive. Do all that type of stuff. He's like, Christianity can be fun.
Yeah.
And good guys can be fun.
Right.
If you take the time to do it.
There can be excitement and wholesomeness at the same time. Two things can exist at the same time. I love that. And just, this conversation is making me like hopeful. This segment kind of just made me hopeful. Like, dang, you don't have to step outside of yourself or who you are just to blend in. Because 9 times out of 10, those people who are trying to blend in don't even feel accepted.
There it is.
And are still struggling with things. And I'd rather be alone and whole than incomplete in the crowd.
There it is.
It's
deep.
Is it? What do y'all think? I want y'all to drop down in the comments what y'all think about the conversation and how you've dealt with things like that. So, what are some other things going on in your life?
Besides working.
Besides working.
Let's see. Personal life?
Yeah.
Personal life. Like I said, really trying to step out my comfort zone. I talked to a couple of, let's get relationship on.
Okay, come on. It's my favorite part.
Let's see. I talked to a couple women, but then I had to stop.
Why?
Because I realized I could be better. Like, I didn't feel like I could give them excitement or anything like that. So I took a step back. That's why I started doing all the stuff I was doing, like going out, meeting new people, trying to get new hobbies. Because I want to improve myself before I get in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I don't know what you mean. I'm kind of confused what you mean by you felt like you couldn't give them excitement. What do you mean by that, excitement?
Like, I'm an overthinker. I think a little bit. And so, like, I'm like, hey, I think maybe this is past stuff that happened to me. And I realized, hey, if I stay how I've been doing, they're going to get bored of me and just, like, ghost me or cut me off. So I got to figure out a way that I can better myself, not just for them, but for me. And so I think everybody that I've talked to, and we're still friends. I'm still friends with everybody. Wow. I can call them right now and we're cool. But but it just made me think I have a lot of room to grow as a person. And before I get in a relationship or talk to anyone else, I realized that I need to, you know, go out there a little bit more.
Now, I don't want you to set like set this goal of like, oh, once I get here, well, then I'll be happy, or well, then I can make someone else happy, because we're always chasing something and never really enjoying in the moment. And it's the journey that's really the most enjoyable part. So like with you saying, well, I'm just trying to better myself and grow myself. That's awesome. But what if someone comes along in the midst of you doing that, but you're like, oh no, I got to get to this point, then I'll come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's deep.
Yeah, you don't
miss out on your blessings.
Don't miss out on your blessings
that makes
for being
sense.
too overly critical. Because I'm telling you, what you need is already within you. What you have is already within you. And who's to say that's not the person you can go and explore and do those outgoing things with? You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Yeah.
That's
Don't.
real.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people tend to, and I'm guilty of it
No,
too.
right.
Sometimes, like get into the mindset that maybe I'm just not the person that's good for them, and that can make them, want to be with me and all this stuff. Just because I'm in my own head, but 9 times out of 10, they're not even thinking about that. Like they're just genuinely enjoying you,
Right.
not what you can do for them.
Mm.
Ooh, do you feel like you've been used?
Used.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear, actually.
It's your fear?
Like, honestly, if I kind of vulnerable a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Like, my biggest fear is kind of being like in somebody's cell phone as free food and stuff like that. And I always think about when I talk to people, because I feel like I was that at a point.
Oh.
And like, I can handle a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but like that one, I'll be like, yeah, that changed me right there. So that's why I kind of keep my distance
Yeah.
from different things. If I feel like, hey, we talking and you not really feeling me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna respectfully get up and just be like, I'm gonna finish it out. I'm gonna pay for everything, do everything right, and I'm just gonna be straight up. Hey, I don't think this is gonna work.
Really?
Because, yeah, and it's not them, it's me. I'm overthinking because I don't get that. I guess that reassurance. And maybe I'm looking for a reason to leave.
Oh.
That may be. Oh,
self-sabotage?
maybe
Looking for a
self-sabotage.
reason?
It may be self-sabotage. That might be it.
Dang. A lot of times it's hard to believe that us men and women, like, we're going through the same things internally. Like, we aren't the only ones that are overthinking about how much a person is into us or not into us, or if they're using us or stuff like that. Like, men, y'all be having the same exact feelings too.
Right.
But y'all just express it a little bit differently. Which irritates me. I'm still, maybe in grad school I do my thesis over the expression of emotions by men. That's my thesis.
I'd love to read that. I'd love to read it. Hey.
But yeah, I think y'all have a very interesting way of how y'all express y'all selves. But back to what we were saying.
Okay.
What are some telltale signs that, she just a gold digger, or she... do they use that word anymore?
They do.
That sounds so historic.
It is getting historic, but gold digger, it's like, yeah.
What's another word?
Oh.
Is there a new age word for
It
it?
should be. I don't know. I don't be on TikTok too much.
Yeah,
So it's probably on
same.
there. It's probably on there already.
But yeah, what are some telltale signs?
Let me see.
I got one.
Go for it. Enlighten
And this
me.
can go for men or women. If they're not asking you questions about you, if they're only talking about themselves,
Let's talk. Now,
when am I gonna get a word in?
Does texting include?
Yes.
That include texting?
Yes.
So say for example,
Yes.
what's it called? You texting somebody, right?
Okay.
And I got some homeboys that are going through this.
Okay.
So they say like, I'm texting her and all that stuff, but I'm holding the conversation. She's not asking me nothing back. She's not asking me, oh, I said, how her day is? She's like, oh, good, and ends it. And it's like, whose fault is it? It's like, I'm confused.
Yeah, no, she's not interested.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I'm saying.
and vice versa. If you're talking to people and they not letting you get a word in, they're not asking you how about you, or you ask them a question and they don't ask for your answer, like, they're not interested in you. They're interested in themselves. And that's a turnoff for me.
I will say this, though. I'm not trying to defend nobody. I
What?
promise you I'm not.
Uh-oh.
But some people do speak better in person. Sometimes. I've
Okay.
had people talk better in person.
Okay.
And like over the phone, they'll talk way better than they would texting. But texting is still, to me, like,
It's important.
It's communication.
It's the leeway.
Yeah,
It's how you
it's
get to
like-
the in-person.
Yeah, I rushed a lot of relationships just based off
Really?
the texting was just not there. And I was like, oh, maybe they don't like me. Maybe I should just call.
Oh.
Maybe I should go out real quick, see what it's
Yeah.
like. Because I don't want to, I guess, put myself out there if,
Yeah.
it's just going to get hit down,
I know what you mean, but I don't know. And I think also the environment that we're in, kind of like the college environment, things tend to move a lot faster. And I know you're not in it anymore, not
Right.
as much, but it tends to move a whole lot faster when you're in college, because you're every day with these people. You're seeing them every single day, spending time with them, can call them up real instantly. Sometimes they live across the street from you. Like, things are just progressively more faster when you're in college. So relationships tend to move a lot faster.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think when I was a counselor, sophomore year, we were babysitting the incoming freshmen. I say babysitting, but
I
we're
don't
watching
know.
over them. No, that's a funny word we use. We just, what's it called, watching over them. And one thing we told them was, don't get in a relationship right now.
That's scary. Why would y'all tell them
No,
that?
they were in a program before they got into college.
summer bridge?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
one thing we
okay,
were telling
okay.
them. We were like not freshman year, before the program, like in the program, when you're a freshman, we can't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
But
no.
before the program, we're like, don't get in a relationship. You haven't met everybody yet.
Ooh,
You don't
I
know.
like that though.
But it's like most of them hop into relationships, and like one of the girls, she did hop in a relationship, and we said, all right. We didn't tell you like you couldn't. We just said we advise you
Yeah.
not to.
Did
And,
anything happen?
Man, they were together, but it's like you could tell drama was happening.
Oh, yeah,
And the
of
only reason
course.
I know is because I was a counselor, and I had to.
Getting all the tea.
Oh my gosh, I didn't want that tea. I was like, bro, this is childish. And it's like high school stuff.
Oh, because I feel like you can stop someone from getting the relationship that they need or like that experience that they need. I heard somebody say this before. It was this couple that me and my friend went to, because they're friends and they're married, but they were just like, success for a relationship doesn't necessarily have to end in marriage. Like, the purpose that it serves, it don't have to be marriage. It could just be a good relationship, and then y'all go y'all separate ways.
You see, nobody teaches us that.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
nobody teaches us how to properly be in a relationship, and I feel like that's our problem today. That's why everybody acting so hard on the media now.
Okay.
Are you one of the people or one of the men to act like you don't really care, knowing you do?
I think I am. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't really care.
Got to say to you.
I don't really, but it's like, I guess growing up, like, I gotta have that stoic mindset. It's like, all right, it happened. It is what it is, you know? It's like,
You have to,
I mean, like, not have to, but like, that's
or I
the-
was trained to.
I don't even know. I guess growing up, it was always told, you just take it, you know what I mean? You take it, and it's like, you just kind of roll with the punches. Until you, and like, you know what I'm saying? You just go with it, you grow from it. And
Yeah.
that's just what I was taught, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So what's something that you value most out of life? Career, relationships, self, or world, so like service to the world?
Family.
Family.
Family above all else. When I say family, I don't just mean my close blood. I mean friends, stuff like that. I don't say friends, I say family. Because I consider everybody that I have a relationship with part of my family in certain way, shape, or form. And the betterment of how they're doing, like if you win, I win. That's how I feel.
yeah.
And I love seeing, I got a homeboy, he's in college, grad school right now, doing his thing. And just going down there, seeing how he's thriving and all that stuff. I was like, man, I'm just proud.
Yeah.
Just inspired.
It's so inspiring.
And if I can, that's one of the important things to me, family.
Oh.
Without that, I can't define myself.
Ooh, and I think that's a perfect place to leave off right there.
Oh.
Just letting the I think that sums it all up. So, one last thing to
Yes,
say
ma'am.
to the world from Shake Jackson.
One last thing.
If you had something you wanted the world to know,
All right. Lock in real quick.
lock in.
Regardless of the phenomenon that we encounter in this life, it'd be a whole lot better if we just do it together. Thank you. Have a great day.